Whew, the lighting in here is not great for a Tuesday, June 25th night at 10 p.m., but we're going to go after it anyway, guys. So Chris Schwartz here with White Whale Real Estate coming at you live with a weekly video. I'm going to move around here and see if we can get some better lighting. Office lighting is great for the daytime, not so much the nighttime. Let's see if this does any better. Not super really. All right, little grainy, but here we are trying to provide you guys some value here. What we wanted to talk about today is going to be how to build credit fast to buy a house. Even if you're not looking to buy a house in the immediate future, these 5 tips can definitely help you out to get some extra juice and boost your credit score a little bit. I'm pretty positive everybody can at least use one of these to boost your credit score a little bit. So before we get into these 5, I just want to go ahead and give you guys 2 bonuses right off the bat. So number 1 is going to be a resource called Self.inc, and I've left the website in the description below. This is a great tool to be able to utilize in order for you to build your credit if you have bad or low credit, or you don't have any credit history at all. And what Self.inc is it's a credit builder loan. And what that means is it works like an installment loan, except you don't get the money right away. You make the payments and then you get the money afterwards. So essentially, it's like your own savings plan account that you're getting credit score worthiness points for, and it's helping boost your score while you're paying money towards that loan, and then you get it back at the end. So the 4 steps, how that really works, is going to be you're going to apply for this. And again, you can apply for it if you have bad, little, or no credit history at all. And usually the loan amount is going to be for $1,000 or less. And the second step to that is going to be you're going to start making payments on that loan. So they can be as low as $25 a month, which makes it very affordable and accessible to most people to help you on that credit journey. And usually the payment cycle is going to be anywhere between 6 to 24 months is going to be that total term that you're going to be paying off. So I just use a $1,000 figure. It could be $500, maybe a little bit less, but just kind of plan on anywhere between $500 to $1,000. What that's going to do for you is Self.inc is going to start then reporting those on-time payments for you. And this is really crucial because your on-time payments account for about 35% of your total FICO credit score rating. So by you making these on-time payments is going to help boost your score. And then this is going to be going into essentially your savings account for you for that loan. And then when you complete that loan term between 6 to 24 months, you'll get the $1,000 back, and you'll have the benefit of the increased credit score along the way. So this is huge. We know a lot of people that have used it. I've used it myself. It's worked great. So I can personally recommend this one. Again, links in the description below. Second bonus real quick is going to be a credit card. It is called the Built MasterCard. And I say and recommend this card because this credit card allows you to pay your rent on it. And what it does is you just set up what your monthly rent payment is. And then this credit card company will then write a check and mail it to your landlord, or you can have it set up if you have online payments. It would just go directly to that online payment source. So I think this is a great tool. It's going to allow you to build your credit as long as you're paying it on time, and you're going to get credit for paying rent, essentially is what it is. And second beneficiary thing on that is you're going to be able to get some points as well. But just wanted to throw that out there. That's in the description below. I know a lot of people that are utilizing this as well that are still paying rent. It's allowing them to help build their credit score and get credit for paying rent instead of just paying cash and not getting anything for it. So moving on, tip number 1 is going to be check your credit report regularly. And you can get a free credit report from the 3 major credit bureaus annually. So you can get, if you play your cards right and do what a lot of smart credit people do, is you would get one of those every few months and just space it out to last you throughout the year. And you want to make sure, a major pitfall to avoid on this is if there are any errors or discrepancies, you want to dispute those immediately. We know a lot of people that will just, you'll see it and you'll just kind of look it over and be like, that's not right, and maybe not that's big a deal. It can become a huge deal, and it can really help boost your credit score by disputing those discrepancies and making corrections to any errors that may be. So just because you think it's not that big a deal doesn't mean it's not. So you always want to give the most accurate information to these credit reporting companies, so that way it'll help boost your score up. So I know it's a little tedious thing to do, but just bite the bullet, get in there and do it. If you need help or any questions on how to go through that process, reach out to us. We'd be happy to point you in the right direction to help you out there. So number two, kind of stating the obvious here, is paying down high credit card balances. You want to make sure that you're trying your best to keep your credit card balances overall below 30% or less of your total credit usage. So if you've got a $10,000 credit limit, you want to try to keep that balance to $3,000 or less. Yes, I know you can use all the available credit, but when the credit card companies are seeing that, they're thinking that you are a bit of a pickle and you're using all your money and you're not going to be able to pay it back. So that's why they look at your total credit usage, and they like to see that 30% or less. What I hear a lot of people do, and what I personally do myself as well, is I like to make 2 credit card payments a month. I pay one on the 1st and another one on the 15th. And that just shows to the credit card companies that you are making multiple payments, and it boosts your credit a little bit as well. And just kind of helps keep you honest too, and not let the whole month go by and then you're like, oh man, look at this credit card bill again. At least you're only making it 2 weeks before you see how much damage you've really done. Third thing here is you want to avoid opening new lines of credit. There is a lot of myths out there that opening a bunch of credit cards is going to boost your score. Where it can help you, can also hurt you big time, because especially if you're doing it in a short amount of time. So if you're going to be opening credit cards, you really want to plan it out 3 to 6 months at a time before you're opening these new credit cards. Again, these companies are looking at you thinking that you are going to be a liability if you're opening up a bunch of lines of credit. And the other thing you don't want to do, and avoid if you can, is opening up store credit cards, like going to like Dillard's and TJ Maxx and things like that. Those don't hold, the weight and the value that a traditional credit card would. So yes, you do get the balance and you get some other perks with it, but it's not really helping your score overall. And it's going to affect your overall credit age as well, because the average credit age is calculated with your oldest credit card to your newest one. So if you have a bunch of new ones, you're not taking advantage of that old credit history. Which brings me to tip number 4 that's going to help you with your credit, is for whatever you do, don't close out your oldest credit account or whatever your old credit cards are. Get them paid off and then put them in a drawer, a dresser, a closet, underneath the rug somewhere where you're not going to use them. But you want to keep those open, because the credit card companies like to see that you have a long line of credit history. So closing these accounts out will affect your credit score. It's not going to hurt you if you leave them open. We know a lot of people, myself included, I've got credit cards that I don't utilize at all, but I just had them for a really long time. They serve no purpose. I don't get points. Nothing happens with them, but it's just there for showing that you have that credit history. So I have seen people in the past, and we have a lot of people that we deal with that are like, I don't want this credit card anymore, and it's not doing me any good. And then they close them out, and it just does you a huge disservice. So get over that inclination of having credit cards is bad. Using them wrong is bad, but having them isn't. So you just want to use them the right way, and make sure you do keep those old accounts. That's probably the most underrated thing that we see, is that a lot of people just close out those accounts thinking that they're not being playing them any benefit. So keep those old credit cards open. And coming up with number 5 is diversify your credit. The credit bureaus want to see that you have the ability to handle different types of credit. So this is going to be credit cards, installment loans, and different retail accounts as well. So when we're talking about installment loans, this is going to be things like if you have a vehicle payment or any other type of substantial loan outside of having home loans, because we're talking about how to build your credit fast to buy a home. So we're assuming you don't have a home yet. If you do, that's going to only help your credit score, again, as long as you're making those on-time payments, because it's showing the diversification of the different assets that you have and how you're able to manage them. So you don't just want to have one type of credit account, because the bank, again, playing the game. They're just thinking, oh, you're only good at handling this one thing, and they're going to start to detract your score a little bit. So you want to diversify when you can. The big theme here is making sure that you make the on-time payments because they count for 35% of your total FICO score. And then always, like we said, going back to number one, check your credit score regularly. You get 3 free reports as well. There's a plethora of different apps and websites and all sorts of different things that you can track your score and make sure you're on the right track. But make sure that you do. Don't put your head in the sand. This will help you build credit to buy a house fast. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, let us know what we can do to help you out. If your credit's really super duper bad and you just think there's no way you're ever going to get out of that hole, give us a call. We know a lot of great credit repair people that we can help put you in touch with. But the ultimate goal for us is to help you get where you want to be. And a lot of people feel like they don't have the ability to or ever will to be able to own a home. That's not the case, especially with rents being the way that they are. Let us know what we can do. Don't count yourself out. Again, 5 tips on building your credit score fast to buy a house. Let us know if you have any other special super secret tips on how to get that credit score up. And we appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you in next week's video.